So, I yesterday was kind of bittersweet for me because I went to beautiful, exciting, the place where everybody wants to go. I went to Omaha, Nebraska, and the thing is, this was the week I was supposed to be up in the mountains. I was supposed to have left Friday, and I would have been to my spot Friday night and spent the night, and then spent the whole week exploring. And then I had taken the whole week off, and uh, that whole week off was so that when I didn't find the trash chest, which I knew I probably wouldn't, I would have a whole week to maybe revise my plan, check some other things out, maybe just what I love to do in the mountains was like watch the sunset, because the sunsets are different in the mountains. You'll get the mountains behind the sunset glow and they turn orange, and if you're lucky a storm's rolling in. I saw one of the coolest lightning storms I ever saw in the mountains. So I would have had time to just camp and reflect and be away from work. And as you can see, I'm at work. Um, yeah, I did cancel my week off when the chest was found, but I did reserve 2 days. And a friend of mine and I went on the hunt of another type of treasure. We went searching for banana soda. And at first I was like, why would you want banana soda? And my friend said, well, the first time I tried banana soda was this specialty store in Omaha, Nebraska. And there are other things to do in Omaha, Nebraska. And we just went, and we actually had a damn good time. Um, Before we left, we had a steak and asparagus, and it was like the best tasting steak I'd ever had. And it's funny because you eat at famous steak houses, and they have their own recipes, and they've done it for years, and they know what they're doing. And then you eat at a friend's house, and I don't know what the difference was, but that steak was just absolutely delicious. I will say, when I was in California once, I was in San Diego, and I'm not sure where this was, but it was a steak house where there were celebrities, there were actual like limousines pulling up and people getting out of limousines. There were supercars in the parking lot, and I got to go there with one of the higher executives of the company here, and he took me and some of my coworkers to the steakhouse. He says, "Yeah, that you'll be amazed here," and all we had was a baked potato because they only serve two things: potatoes and steaks. So I had a baked potato, and then the steak. I will reserve the fact that I don't know, this may tie for the steak I had yesterday, but I mean, that was always in my memory as the best steak I ever had. And I didn't see the bill, but I know that it's one of those places where there's no prices on the menu. Uh, but I happen to know that my plate, and all I had was a baked potato and the steak, and it was like $200-300, and that's not counting the drinks I had and stuff. But everybody in there was just, I'm dressed like I am now in a polo and jeans, and there's people in there in Armani suits and stuff eating the same steaks. And I like I said, don't recall the name of the place. It was on a dock. It was out over the bay, and it was very, very high end. And this steak I had yesterday gave that steak a run for its money. I mean, it was just delicious, and the asparagus was like the best asparagus I've ever had. I'm not an asparagus person. I won't like order it myself. If it's offered to me, I'll eat it. And yeah, this was absolutely delicious. I did and then we went to Omaha. We had so much fun. We went to a big antique store and a gaming store, and then this big candy store. And all the while, we're hunting for this elusive banana soda. And we were supposed to bury a treasure. We do have a box of coppers. It wasn't for a treasure hunt, though. It was for a very, very different reason, which I don't know if I'll get into here. It deals with an Egyptian ritual. But we ended up not doing that. And then when we ended at the end of the day, she gave me the box. She says, you got to bury this somewhere. And I'm like, okay, I'll take care of this. And I got some really good ideas on where I can bury that. Um, so anyway, yeah, it was just beautiful, a beautiful sunset on the way home. Um, Problem is, I drove there, and my car gets covered with bugs, and she was trying to take pictures of the sunset through the window, and she couldn't because of all the bugs on the window. And there's no way to get a proper angle without pulling over and stopping. At that time, it was getting late. I still had like a 4-hour drive home, and so we didn't want to stop. But yeah, it was a wonderful day, and it was kind of, like I said, it was bittersweet because at this point, um, it was a Tuesday, so I would have yeah, I probably would. If I'd found the chest, I'd be in a hotel room at that time, inventory the test and making videos. Um, but since I probably wouldn't have found the chest, and I won't know that till the finder reveals the location. Uh, if I hadn't found the chest, I would at least have been sitting and roasting hot dogs on a fire and just enjoying nature. But I think I enjoyed the company yesterday, and it's always bittersweet because at the end of the day, I had to leave, and they stayed there, and I drove 4 hours home. And there's certain people you'd want to spend the rest of your life with, and that's just not going to happen. And it's just one of those things. But we did have a good day together, and boy, I can't even explain some of the things that happened. Like, I don't even know. We found this store that was underground, and just some of the people we met, and some of the weirdness we saw, and who knew this stuff was in Omaha? And then to top it off, at the end of the day, we were looking for a place to eat. We ended up at this sushi place, and again, because she's very uh, susceptible. If she gets COVID-19, she has a lot of other factors going on. So she's really trying not to get it. So we didn't want to eat inside a restaurant. So we found a sushi place that had a curbside order. And of course I didn't realize, you don't see portion sizes and stuff, and especially it's a place you've never been to before. And I ordered like a salmon, and then, crab ragoons. I love crab ragoons. And again, most delicious salmon I ever had, but the portion, I mean, they were like two pieces that were this big. And they were basically, I don't know, 3 bites each. But the crab ragoons with this mango sauce, it was just absolutely delicious. The salmon was delicious. I could have probably ate those like popcorn all night long. But it was, $10 for these 2 little pieces. And the crab ragoons, oh my gosh, they were just, made with real crab meat. And, it came with this. It came with 2 sauces, but I don't like the spicy sauce. So I tried the mango sauce, and it was just like, oh, I call it the day of flavor because everything we ate that day, we stopped at a gourmet chocolate shop. Oh God, it was just beautiful. Like I said, we're in the gourmet chocolate shop, and they got this big bottle of the chocolate gold coins. And yeah, I walked up and I kind of looked at them, and she said, "Don't you even start talking about that treasure." And I'm like, "But that could have been my gold coins." And she goes, "No, I don't want to hear about it." And it was like a really funny moment. And she knows me; she can read my mind. And every time I'd walk up and I'd look at something, she goes, "You're thinking about doing this?" And I'm like, "No, I'm not." There was like a display tuba. It didn't have a mouthpiece on it, but I played tuba before. And I walked up to it. She goes, "Don't you dare!" And I went, boom, and I blew in this display tube. Of course, everyone's looking at us, and it's because that's what I do. I jump in and I do stuff. And I'm like, that tasted like cinnamon. And she's like going, "Oh my God, I can't believe I'm here with you." People are looking at us and stuff. But I have a lot of fun when I'm out. And I like to do crazy things, especially when I'm looking at antiques. It's just like when you find the weirdest things and you sit there and you contemplate who would have gave this up. And we actually found this photo album, and it's from like the 1800s, and it's a photo album with a pearl cover, and it had a silk, it's pearl and silk on the cover, and it had all these old pictures in it. And she's like, I gotta have this. And I'm like, I agree, you need to have that. It was like a book of ghosts. And I'm like, yeah, there's so many things you can do with this. But she's doing something honorable, I guess, and she's trying to track down ancestors of the people in the book. So that's an interesting thing. So if you're not into treasure, I know there's so many treasure hunts that popped up like popcorn. But yeah, there's other things that are real life that you can do, that where you can find treasure, or you know deal with things that may be a future treasure, or deal with somebody else's treasure, or make up memories, which are the best treasures of all. And anyway, like I said, it was bittersweet. This is just a personal anecdote video. Nothing to do with anything, nothing to do with Beacon Star or anything like that. But just a good day out. I should have bought some gold coins. But yeah, like I said, there are some people you want to spend your whole life with, and you can't do it. You just can't do it. It might be in your cards, but it might not be in their cards, and that's something that's really sad and bittersweet. So anyway, I gotta go. I got 4 computers to do tonight, and unpacking 15. I might do an unpacking video just to be funny, because every box is identical, and I can be like, ooh, what's in this box? Ooh, what's in this box? And they'll all be identical. I thought, there's so many unpacking videos on YouTube. Maybe mine will make a mark somewhere. So anyway, it's getting close to time to start work, and I should start work. And I'm off. And take care, everybody. Like I said, this is just a personal anecdote. It had nothing to do with the treasure hunts. I did think of a way to start a new hunt, but that's in the baby stages. So anyway, take care and have a good night.